Genesis preparing to file for bankruptcy. Now looks like this is going to happen. In general, is this big enough of a black swan event to create some capitulation in Bitcoin?
So if you look at the chart, it's clear that we've had this amazing rally in Bitcoin. It's going to make people maybe stop and just pause. Let's see how it plays out. But so far, we're definitely not seeing a major panic of any sort coming through here.
Gareth Soloway believes that there is not currently a significant concern among investors regarding the market for Bitcoin. He bases this assessment on the price action he has observed, noting that the value of Bitcoin has recently risen to the same level it was at when a previous decline began. He believes that this may be a point of resistance, and that the market may pause or slow down as it approaches this level. However, he does not currently see any signs of panic or major market disruption. He will continue to closely monitor the market and provide his insights and analysis on the situation.
Right there. And as soon as that happened, there was kind of this melt up or bear market rally. Now, the reason why I'm calling it a bear market rally is that until we take out key levels, this is just a run-of-the-mill rip-your-face-off rally. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of Bitcoiners and crypto people, but if you look at other markets, the S&P, the NASDAQ, even stocks like Tesla, a bounce of 25, 35, 45% in a bear market is actually a relatively common occurrence. So as of now, I think we've rallied about 30, 35% in Bitcoin off of the lows. At this point, we still haven't taken out the psychological level here, which was the FTX high. And you can see how the price is stalled there, right? And we're even seeing a little bit of a pullback today, although we're off of the lows. But for me, at least, this is, as of now, it's a bear market rally. I have to treat it as such until we start taking out key levels such as this FTX high pivot.
Gareth, what would be some of the key points that you're watching in terms of triggers that would indicate for you, all right, we could see the downtrend come back, or we might see another level achieved? Is there anything you're watching closely right now on Bitcoin?
Yeah, so definitely that FTX high pivot, which is around 21,500. Psychologically, there was a lot of damage done. We know about all the news media, that the coverage that SBF had and the FTX collapse had. And I think on a psychological basis, if we can get price above and hold above that level, that then would then create kind of this confidence in Bitcoin. If you see the stock market collapse 25% in 2023, it's hard to imagine Bitcoin's not going to come back down and retest those lows. But for me, certainly, I mean, you start to see a weakening dollar, that helps. Gold price has really soared recently as well. That's telling you people are definitely looking for an alternative to US dollars. And in many ways, I think to stocks. I mean, I think there's this growing realization that the economy will go into recession in 2023. And what does that mean for earnings for stocks and the valuations as well? So I think, again, Bitcoin is the one that people are going to go to if they're going to choose a crypto. And I'm not surprised to see that accumulation going on.
What are your thoughts when you look at ETH right now?
Yeah, so ETH has had a great move up. Same kind of issue though here is with Bitcoin, right? Here's your kind of pivot high just before the FTX kind of debacle occurred, and we see that big drop. And notice how price has gotten up there and is just having so much trouble getting through that level. So for me, I'll be watching this approximately $1,650 level, $1,650 on Ethereum. Again, I like the fact that it may be consolidating in a bullish manner, but it is still technically extended on the chart. And it still needs to kind of digest this move up before I get more confidence that it can break out.
What's your theory on this one?
So, I have a soft spot in my heart for Solana. I know a lot of people like to hate on it, but I do think the technology, it does warrant more attention. For me, I think, this is something I was asked about over the last month quite a bit going into the end of the year where it was trading down towards $8. And I kept on saying to people, is like, listen, with the ability to do 50,000 transactions a second versus, whatever Ethereum can do, which is a lot less, there is a fundamental need for something like a Solana. But you have to realize that if you invest in it, you have to invest the proper amount, meaning that if you're buying it at $8 or $10, you have to say, hey, listen, I could lose $8 or $10 on this, but it could also 10x. And so there's a kind of a give and take in terms of how much you invest, where you say, okay, I'm willing to put 1 or 2% of my portfolio in this to take a shot, knowing that maybe I'll make 10 or 20 or 30% back on that 2%, but I could also lose that 2%. So it's a calculation there. But overall, I love the recovery here. I think for me, the big level that this is going to have to test is this level right down here, right? If we look at this low, it just kind of goes right across from all this consolidation where we broke down. And if it can reestablish basically north of $27, that would be actually very, very bullish for the chart longer term.
Yeah, that's one we're watching closely for sure. Gareth, always fun getting you to break these down. Let's take a look at our poll today because I want to see how the audience responds to this. What'll happen first? Bitcoin 23 or Bitcoin to 19.5? So everybody's coming in with a little bit more bullish indicators. 65% saying 19.5. You agree with that one today?
Well, I like to go against the crowd, but in this situation, I'll take 19.5 first before 23 and change.
This week we have a lot of activity happening in the market. I recommend sticking around as we may see significant developments in the market. However, as always, I remind you to proceed with caution, especially in these uncertain times. Taking a cautious approach will help you better predict where the market is headed in the future. So, be extra careful as you navigate the market. Remember to please subscribe to my channel if you want to stay up to date on the markets. I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next episode.